I don't know about you guys, but I don't know if I'm going to last. There's too much cuteness. I'm going to die because of cuteness, because of Gakuen Babysitters, these kids. I wish they were real so I can cuddle them and love them all over. Now today, here I am with my weekly review of Gakuen Babysitters with episode 2. And the episode was broken into 2 parts. So the first half of the episode, we were introduced to a new character by the name of Inomata, and I kind of looked further into her name, like knowing a little bit more of her character, and come to find out that her first name is Maria. So even if they may say later in the episode, I just might as well say now her first name is Maria, so Maria Inomata. And we come to find out she is the president, student council president of the middle school that Ryuichi attends to. So of course, within his last few months of middle school, he got a new uniform, and it comes to find out as he's going to class with Hayato, we see a trail of little toddlers following behind him from the babysitting room, just to find out that Kotaro was feeling lonely, that he's not going to see his big brother for a few hours. So he decided to follow him, and the children also followed that trail. So she, acts serious and say, you can't have these kids, you need to bring them back to where they are. Now, given her personality, we come to find out this is actually a facade she puts on, and the only reason she acts so cold and stoic is because she doesn't have any other hobbies and activities that she likes, and the only thing that she's good at is studying, hence why she's the student council president and also possibly one of the top students within the school. And while she's acting kind of cold, the children are frightened by this, but once they start seeing her break down, that's when they try to comfort her. At a very young age, children, they may not know a lot of complicated things, but they react to your emotions. So when they saw her crying, they apologized for how they were acting and getting scared by her and wanted to comfort her. So eventually, by the end of this first half, she cried herself to sleep and also being surrounded by the children, which also was a very cute moment, and she wakes up embarrassed because of that. So hopefully we get to see more of her character and see more of her development. She seems like a pretty interesting character. On one hand, she tries to be serious, but at the same time you see she wants to become a much more warmer person, and she wants the children to actually like her. So, and also for the fact in the first half, we have where Taka got angry at his older brother because his brother constantly hits him on the head, which I advise you don't do that to a 2 to 3-year-old. Their head is still kind of sensitive, but I guess they do it for a comedic effect within this show. So he carries his grudge over to the second half, because in the second half, everyone goes to the zoo except for Hayato because he has baseball practice, and so Taka is still pretty upset with his older brother. So the whole reason why they went to the zoo is because Taka pointed out to Kotaro, saying that you can't wear a shirt with a tiger on it if you've never seen a real one. So they decide to go on during the weekend, and they get to see giraffes, they see sheep, and we come to find out a fun fact that the chairwoman's name is actually Moriyama Yoko. Yoko meaning little sheep. So anytime you see Kotaro saying shaggy shaggy, it goes to reference with her first name. And they actually saw real tigers, which all the children were frightened, and they saw baby cubs. Now, Taka did end up getting lost because he thought he saw his older brother with a cap on. The guy looked like his brother from behind, just to find out that it wasn't actually his brother. So really, even though Taka was upset with his older brother for what he did, he really does care about him. He loves his big brother a lot, and he just wants his brother to, tell those same feelings towards him, show him more in a more loving way. But you can tell that these two brothers actually care for each other, not in the same way like Ryuichi and Kotaro, who's able to confess that they love each other, and they're very stuck to each other, they're very connected with each other. But these two, how they show that they care for each other, is very different from our two main characters. So the episode ended off on a good note, and it was a very sweet episode nonetheless. We were introduced to a new character, so hopefully we get to see her in future episodes. So if you guys saw this week's episode of Gakuen Babysitters episode 2, do tell me in the comment section below on how you felt about this episode. If you read the chapters that were based on this episode, so, were there any changes? Was there anything that was missing? Was it similar enough? Do tell me. Also, check out the links above in the description box. And I'm Kimmy Chan of Anime Legends Podcast, and I will see you guys later. Bye!